Someone make it make sense.
Probably a couple.
Party squirrels, what is up, everyone? Thanks for being patient. I was just finishing up with a student, but we are here. And I also shout out to Twiz. Appreciate you for letting everyone know that I was on my way, but I was finishing up with a student. So shout out to Twiz, shout out to James, shout out to Meg. Love y'all so much. Gonna just get y'all some commands in the chat here. Okay. You guys, I just have to say, fuck, I was meaning to text or message the COE or Joel because I feel like it's wrong that I'm the first person talking, well, that I know of, right, talking about this, because this is huge news for Donna's case, and this is like STS's baby, you know? But anyway, I let them know when it was on the docket, but the document wasn't out yet. And the document just came out. Like literally when I finished the live stream earlier for BK, and then I had a break in between lessons, I just like checked and this was out. So anyway, I need to still message the COE. But y'all, it's just the nightmare continues for continuing Donna's trial. Who knows if we will ever get there. Meg's telling me that she's sure that Joel and COE are okay. Well, I hope so. But this is big news for Donna Adelson, y'all. So here we go. We have another conflict of interest because guess what? It knows no limit for her case. Shout out to Dan Rashbaum for fucking everything up, right? All right. Order Disqualifying Investigator. As you can see, it says 318, but it literally just came on the docket. So this cause came before the court. The court, having met in camera with Kenneth Farnes, considered the motion. The record developed on September 17th, 2024. The relevant legal authority and otherwise being fully advised finds false. By the way, Judge Everett makes a fucking thorough record. Like, what was it that I read last time from him? Whatever it was that I read last. Oh, it was his order denying bond. It was like, it moved me almost to tears. I'm not even joking. I know that sounds so nerdy. But it's true. It's facts. It's facts, you guys. I was like, this is such a thorough record. This is so beautifully written. It was extraordinary. So, okay. The court previously found in the order disqualifying defense counsel, Dan Rashbaum, dated October 7th, 2024, a conflict of interest involving privileged information or communications being directly imputed from, there he is, Dan Rashbaum, to Robert Morris. So for anyone who wasn't there back in the day, as in not that long ago, October of 2024, which was a good year, Robert Morris was Donna's defense counsel after Dan Rashbaum was disqualified for being Charlie's attorney also. That's the summary version. Initially, it seemed like maybe Robert Morris would be okay. And anyway, they kept finding more and more conflicts, which is what's still happening. So based on the court's in-camera examination of Kenneth Farnes, that's the investigator, the same conflict of interest was imputed to Kenneth Farnes. Without the establishment, oh my God, Adobe, without the establishment of a sufficient ethical wall between Rashbaum and Morris, investigative tasks pursued at the direction of either attorney remained plagued by the same conflict. They have the plague, guys. They have the plague. Welcome, Kane. By the way, as I was doing timestamps, as I do, well, okay. When I was doing the timestamps, I can actually see the chat because I'm like seeing the chat as I'm like doing the timestamps. And I'm like, oh my God, I missed this comment. I missed this comment. I missed this comment. And I had like a million questions for you, Kane, for things that you said, but at the time that I missed because I was reading documents. And I don't remember what they are now, but I did have a lot of questions. I can say that much. So, okay. Right. They have the plague. That's where we were. Current counsel's use of any information or reports from Kenneth Barnes will once again raise the conflicts as well as the appearance of impropriety. We know they can't have that. And then he's citing here, oh, there's the old saying, guys, that we always hear about the toothpaste. Unimputing a conflict seems as implausible as unringing a bell, unscrambling an omelet, or pushing toothpaste back into the tube. As EDB says, putting the shit back into the horse. Now, I love EDB, but I don't like that saying because I feel like it's talking shit about horses. And I love horses. Okay. Accordingly, for the above reasons, any reports or the investigative work product of Kenneth Barnes cannot be used in the preparation of the defendant's case. Done and ordered. So what does this mean? Fuck. That's what it means. She was supposed to go to trial June 1st. That is not going to happen. There's nothing else that's come out as it pertains to this issue. Of course, there will be, and there will be a shitstorm to follow. So we will, of course, be there for that as we do. This is crazy. And I will guarantee you guys that we can expect to see another motion for reconsideration, or not another, but just a motion for reconsideration of bond. I guarantee you with this is going to be continued, and Donna is going to want to get out on bond. I would imagine that will be the next thing. So prior to this, the not the order requesting bond, the order denying bond. She already had her hearing. There was the order denying bond, and then after that, there was a bunch of filings just as it pertains to depositions. And then other than those, there was this, and then there's one other filing which we're about to get to right now. Which is a motion to, what is it? It's a motion in limine. That's what it is. It's a motion in limine. And also, Happy Annie, if you've not thought of a custom command and you want one, let us know. So this is the other document. So again, just to reiterate, the only other ones are just like, in Florida, they're unique, right? Other states don't do this for criminal trials. In Florida, they take depositions left and right for everything. So, so anyway, and by the way, on March 21st, they had Wendy's deposition as well. So the other things are just pertaining to depositions. So the things of note, again, we already covered the order denying bond. We already covered that. That came out a while ago. And then we had this one, which we just did. And then we have this one. All right. We have motion in limine. This time, it's not the divorce binder. It's not the 800-page blunt force trauma divorce binder. It's Wendy's book. Where the fuck is Heather? Right? Okay. But also Glenn. Hold on.
I have that start.
Wendy's book. Y'all, you can't make this shit up. And if anyone ever doubted, you guys, I'm just saying, if anyone ever doubted me when I say trial is the best, there is nothing like live trial. Trial is the best. There is nothing like live trial. Do I sound like I'm repeating myself? Yes. For good reason. You can't make this shit up. And Glenn or Wendy, either of you guys, if you're writing a book, you couldn't write a book as good as real life. I will just say. Because look at this. Literally, this motion in limine. Storyline of Wendy Adelson's book. I mean, it's like Christmas. Literally. That's fucking funny, Kane. That's fucking funny. Shout out to the Pitbullpotamus. But also, I will say that should anyone have doubted, about trials being the fucking best and like literally better than any movie, any TV, anything, anywhere. And should this document not be enough for you guys with the book situation, this stream should redirect you guys into the next stream, which will be the next Murdoch episode. And it is one of my favorite witnesses of all time, Roger Dale Davis Jr. And I don't want to spoil it because it's that magical. So just trust me when I say it is the best thing ever, and you will get to see why and how. And we will get to learn a lot of details about Bubba and the chickens and the rooster, and it is pure magic, among other things. We're going to also get into Alex's second and third interviews, and it is the first time the world ever saw them. So that will be after this one. Let me just make sure it's going to redirect you guys. It should. Okay, but for now, though, we do have Defendant's renewed motion to eliminate storyline of Wendy Adelson's book. Okay, Defendant Donna Adelson, by and through her undersigned counsel, pursuant to the statutes, right, renews her request that this honorable court prohibit the state from questioning Wendy Adelson about the storyline of her stupid book. It doesn't say stupid. I added that. And in support thereof states as follows. 1, Mrs. Adelson has been indicted in this case with 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and 1 count of solicitation of first-degree, you guessed it, murder. 2, prior defense counsel moved to prohibit the state from questioning Wendy Adelson about the storyline of her book. This is our story. On September 6, 2024, the court denied the prong of the August 12th, 2024 motion to eliminate, ruling that the state could use the storyline only for purposes of impeachment. Current counsel renews the motion to eliminate as additional facts were not previously known and or addressed. Interesting. All right, here's what we got. During the August 30th, 2024 hearing, the state argued, I think in reference to the book, this is the one I kind of flip-flopped on because I went back and looked at how it came up last time, which was that Wendy Adelson denied wanting to relocate, denied being disappointed about losing her motion in court to relocate. And that is, of course, the state's theory as the main motive behind this crime, that she was wanting to relocate to South Florida. And I thought at the time that testimony opened the door to her having written a clearly autobiographical book about a woman just like herself, married to a man, just like Dan Markell, who's utterly miserable and stuck in the place she's living in. So if the testimony goes that way this time, I can imagine a scenario where I might want to ask about that. The petition, so then number 5, the petition for dissolution of marriage was filed on September 10th, 2012. The motion for temporary relocation and amended petition adding the count for relocation was filed on January 14th, 2013. The petition for relocation was denied on June 18th, 2013. The evidence establishes that Mrs. Adelson's book was originally published on September 15th, 2011. Even assuming the storyline of Miss Adelson's book is autobiographical, how Miss Adelson felt about being stuck in Tallahassee at the time she wrote the book is not relevant to how she felt her petition for relocation was denied or during the time of the alleged conspiracy, footnote 1. Significantly, the state's assertion that the main character of the book was utterly miserable and stuck in the fictional city runs directly counter to how the book concluded. How does the book conclude? Is she able to move? Is that how the book concludes? I will lose my mind. Guys, this book, okay, I've talked about this book before. It's on Amazon. I've talked about it. I could buy a copy so we could have story time. We could, like, over a number of members only lives, we could just, like, read the entire fucking thing cover to cover if you guys want. I just don't want to support Wendy. I would rather find the book in some, like, you know, thrift store or something wherein I don't support Wendy in any way, because, like, she might get half a penny on Amazon if somebody buys her book. But now I want to know how the book ends, because look, it says that the character being utterly miserable and stuck in the fictional city runs directly counter how the book concluded. But the thing is this, I would imagine that it's because she moved in the end, which is just hilarious because, not hilarious, because literally that's what happened in the end of the actual quote unquote story, because they murdered Dan Markell. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So Northwest was here. Hi, Northwest. Hi and bye. Are you going to sleep? Welcome. Glad you're here. I'm just catching up in the chat. As you guys hear me say probably all the time, it's impossible to read the chat while I'm reading a document. It's just, I only have one set of eyes. So I apologize if I've missed anybody, but I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Dan was very dismissive of the book. He didn't read it. Love that. Good for you, Dan. Good for you. Round of applause for Dan. Yeah, only secondhand, right? So I don't know that it would meet the standard for being in a library. What is the name of the book? Fuck, I don't remember. Just it's Wendy's stupid book is what I call it. Well, it has okay, so it has this up here. Where is it? This is our story. But I thought there was one with a different name. Let me just see here. Nope, that's the one. That is the only one. That's the only one. That's the one. That's her one book. This is our story. That's right. So I recognize the cover. I forgot that was the name of it. I just, in my mind, it's Wendy's stupid book, but that's the name of it. This is our story. So if anyone wants to like find a thrift copy and send it to me, then we will totally read it, gavel to gavel, cover to cover. I'm sure it'll be amazing. There you go. And shout out, by the way, to MCAT. Welcome, welcome. I don't know if this question is for me, but I do not have a Kindle. One of these days, we're going to watch one of my favorite movies ever, The Room. And then when I say this quote, you guys will get it. I did not. Anyway. Okay. So presumably, Miss Adelson did not start writing this book in September 2011. Rather, it is significantly more logical that Miss Adelson wrote the book over a period of time which concluded in September 2011. So they're saying she didn't write the book in one whole month. I think that's logical, right? I mean, she's not Mr. Alessi, right? She can't just get it done in 2 minutes. Making it even more remote in time to the denial of her petition for relocation. As a result, even if marginally relevant, it does not survive a Section 9403 Florida statute analysis. Oh, good old 403. Do you guys remember earlier today? You guys remember earlier today when the state of Idaho cited a statute that doesn't exist? I lost my mind. 403B. They said 403B. And I was like, wait, there is no 403B. Oh my God. I cannot. Okay. Anywho. So 90.403, that's the same as the federal rule for 403, right? Florida statute analysis as its probative value, y'all have this memorized, I'm sure by now, is substantially outweighed by the danger of unfair prejudice, confusion of issues, or misleading the jury. Therefore, the defendant, Donna Adelson, respectfully requested this honorable court grant this motion limine, prohibit the state from questioning Miss Wendy Adelson about the storyline of her book, and for such further relief as is just and proper. Certificate of good faith conference. Interesting. The undersigned certifies that he emailed the assistant. Okay, he emailed George Kaplan, basically, right? He emailed the party people. And then signed by Jackie Fulford. That's one of Donna's new defense attorneys in lieu of Dan Rashbaum, basically. There you have it. And there you have it. So, is Fender here? Wait, what is this, Meg? Oh, shout out to Tonka. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know what DAA is. Northwest is still here. Axis Lente. Yep, right. So 403, well, 404 is really your character evidence, right? So it's a good opportunity. So 403 is your excluding relevant evidence for prejudice, confusion, waste of time, or other reasons. So let's just review real quick. So 401, relevance, test for relevance, right? 403. So now that we've determined it's relevant, right, as per Rule 401, we've determined it's relevant, say. So Rule 403, excluding relevant evidence for prejudice, confusion, waste of time, or other reasons. 404 is your character evidence, other crimes or prior bad acts, right? That's what we hear about all the time. So Rule 404 is the one that you'll see them cite 404B. And speaking of which, that comes up a fuck ton in Murdoch. I will tell you what, for even people who were attorneys, that trial was a masterclass on Rule 404B because they spent so much time, because it was trial within a trial within a trial inception, and it was the best. And so everybody learned a whole lot about that. And Judge Newman made a very thorough record, and he's amazing. Who's timed out? Wait, what? Hold on. I need to just look at the chat and not be behind and out. of the loop. James just be throwing names out. Okay, thank you. Well, I love it. I love that. I love that James is awesome. And I love, it's so festive, right? It's so festive throwing out names for all the different squirrel friends that even aren't here now. And you know what? I love it because if they are watching on replay crew, do you know how loved they're going to feel if they watch the chat replay? It's amazing. Oh, I know. One of the questions I had for you, Kane, that I saw when I was doing some of the, I didn't finish, but I started the timestamps, was you were referencing something and I didn't know what the fuck it was. Oh God, that doesn't narrow it down, does it? And I don't remember what it was. It was 4 letters. It was 4 letters. And I was like, and I said in the live stream, I was like, what the fuck is that? But I don't think you answered. And now I don't remember what it was. I'd have to go back and look at the live chat replay. Anyway, that doesn't help anybody, does it? Yeah, and I hate that Heather's not here. Her head must be hurting. And Heather, if you're listening, we love you and I hope that you're okay. And we love you. And we also love the hippopotamus. And I hope that if your head is hurting, it feels better. And also we do have a get well soon with command, which definitely could apply here. Go Gamecocks is right. Yeah, we love a good Gamecock, do we not, guys? Yes, this is our story. Correct. Yes. That's a great point. Thank you for that, MCAT. MCAT says, and by the way, we love Iowa. MCAT says, Iowa backyard listening to her, mention her. Thank you for that. Iowa, y'all, let me just say this. Iowa has been with this channel since we first started with back in the day with the Det Be Heard stuff. Freaking love Iowa. Okay. And for anyone who doesn't know, Iowa has their own channel with 24/7, 365 live footage of animals, cute furry animals, guys, squirrels, raccoons, dogs, cats. Not that birds are furry, but they're on there too. All of it. And they are so amazing. And I love Iowa so much. And I love their entire family and all of their animals. And please, for anyone who hasn't, please go check out the channel and subscribe, like and subscribe. There's always an Iowa live stream on. So shout out to Iowa. And it's such a good point that Iowa will be here. And I love that you guys know each other and know each other's schedules down pat. That's why you guys are the best. Oh, Iowa's here earlier. Oh, okay. I missed it. That must have been while I was still teaching. So thank you for that. What does this mean? Are you talking about me or are you talking about Heather or somebody else? Or wait, hold on. Texted her a mod. I don't know what that means. How do you text somebody a mod? So another thing that's a drink. So Iowa, they live 100 miles from the closest grocery store. Isn't that crazy? It takes a certain type of folk to do that. I'm just saying. Look, y'all have to wait for the next members only. Okay. That's all I'm saying. By the way, for anyone who didn't, anyone who didn't, so far only 2 people have complied with the rules. Shout out to Flash and shout out to ABC's docket for complying with the rules for what will be not the next members only, but the next members only, which is the one that's for y'all, with y'all get to pick the categories. And so, like I said, put your categories in the Discord, guys, for what you want for like your category preference of like the thing you think you'll do, whatever you want to pick. It doesn't. If you don't want to pick something you'll do great at, fine. But you can pick whatever you want. But you get to pick a category, and then it's going to be an even number of questions for each category. And so far, Flash has submitted mythology, and ABC's docket submitted, I believe it was like murder cases out of Kansas, if I recall. But because I'm still waiting for everybody to comply with the rules, the next members only will be the other one, the Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever. And those who feel like taking their clothes off, feel free. You know, I don't make rules for you guys. Y'all know. Oh, James recognizes the symbol in MCAT's profile. I would never have known. I always wondered what that was. Couldn't even tell it was a bird until now. Interesting. I don't know anything sports ball related. So, I don't know what that means. Here, let me look. I don't know what that means. Texted me a mod. What does that mean? Oh, how did you do that, Twiz? How did you do that? That's crazy. If I click on it, does something happen? You made it blue. You guys remember that song from the 90s? I'm not going to say it because then we'll all have it stuck in our heads. Actually, I shouldn't have even mentioned it. I'm pretty sure it's a curse. Should not have mentioned it. That's what she said. You know.
It's very big.
Oh dear. I do agree. It is a terrible song. Barbie Girl was better. Those two for me, I feel like if memory serves, were like popular at the same time. And Barbie Girl was annoying also, but not as bad. Now here is the one that also was the same time that won for me. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Happy Annie, all you have to do is ask. Your wish is my command, girl. You just let me know what you want. So James is posting. So that's to click on the commands that already exist. But if you want a command, I can make one for you. By the way, Twiz, this is for anyone who knows the episode of The Office with the heirs or Kurs or whatever, there's a specific chip. Hers, maybe it's hers, Kurs, some brand of chip, right? And they have to go on this like wild goose chase to try to find who makes the chips. I'm doing such to find out who bottles the Trader Joe's sparkle water. I've been working on that, and I might have an answer by Monday, just letting Twiz know. And anyone else that cares. I get knocked down. Are you listening to the Blue? I'm Blue. I'm not going to sing it. Oh my God. I'm not going to sing it. Or Barbie Girl. Yeah. It's Chumbawamba. Tub thumping. Chumbawamba. Tub thumping. But if you combine the two, you get Chumbawamba. So that kind of makes sense. But now I'm thinking about Teletubbies. I don't know. But that was a great song. Freaking love that song. Pissing the night away. Wait, hold on. What is it? She drinks a do-do-do. Hold on. Let me look this up. Hold on. This is important. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ah, yes. There it is. He drinks a whiskey drink. He drinks a vodka drink. He drinks a lager drink. He drinks a cider drink. He sings songs to remind him of the good times. He sings songs to remind him of the bad times. And then it's like, oh, Donnie boy. Oh, man. Memories. Memories. Oh, my God. Wow. I'm looking at the lyrics. I never realized it was that repetitive until I looked at the lyrics just now. It's literally the same. It looks like they just copied and pasted 50,000 times. That can't even be real. That's wild to look at. Wow. Okay. There you go. Or is that the request for your command? I've never even seen the fucking music video. Are you talking about for the Blue song or for Chumbawamba? Oh, I love Dinosaur Jr. Shout out to Dinosaur Jr. Hey, does anybody here know Fugazi, the band? I doubt it, but that'd be great if somebody did. Let me make this command for Annie here. Be happy or fake it. I love that. Do you want those laughing faces or do you want other emojis or those emojis or no emojis? Kane knows Fugazi. Awesome. One of my favorite bands as well. I'm not even gonna lie. Every time I'm reading the 911 call transcript out of Idaho, and they say she's not breathing, literally in my head, I hear, she's not breathing. She's not moving. I literally hear that song. That does not do it justice. It's really hard to actually impersonate. It's hard to do that song because I can't be an electric guitar. It's up to you, girl. Whatever you want. Oh, so Kane does not know Fugazi. Never mind. We can do the laughing faces though. That's totally that works. Let's see. I'm just gonna get Nightbot to set this up. Little cutie Nightbot. Okay. Anyway, for anyone who doesn't know Fugazi, they're awesome, and they have a really good song. Well, they have a lot of really good songs. There's they were really they're anti like consumerism, and like, so they had a lot of really unique philosophies. Like, they did not, like, you can't find merch for them because they refused to make merch and sell it, for example. I need to find the diagonal smiley face. I'm talking about Annie's command here. But yeah, they did not make merch because they didn't believe in it. Like, they didn't believe in TV. Like, if you guys remember, like, if you ever heard of any punk bands where they have the motto that's like, kill your TV, I think that Nirvana adopted that and shit. Anyway, that was Fugazi's idea. That was them. Also, that reminds me how much I love Sonic Youth. I have not listened to them in way too long, and now I want to listen to Sonic Youth also. They're awesome too. And that reminds me, I promised Victorine, I think maybe, promised somebody that I'd post pictures in the Discord of when I had a mohawk. I haven't done that yet. I'm just trying to find the right smiley. And for some reason, so I'm on my computer, obviously. Oh, there it is. Okay, found it. Yay. Okay, there it is. Okay. It's just harder than it is on the phone. Okay. That's what she said. Okay, exclamation point Annie, guys. Let's celebrate Annie's new command. Woo. Sorry, I'm just laughing that entire. Okay, I don't even know. Twiz saying, what are we supposed to do in Discord? Okay, in Discord, you're going to have to go in a thread. I know you don't ever do that. You're going to have to go in the threads that says members only, and you're going to have to submit your category that you want for the members only live stream. So go to the threads, go to the one that says members only requests, and then in there you can put your request. So it's like you know, in sports ball you get a handicap, like in a good way. It's like you get like pretend like you get to start 10 points ahead. It's like that. You pick your category for trivia that you want, and so you know, and then that's that, and everybody has to submit it, and that way I can have it set up for everybody. Yeah, let's leave that one out, Kane. Another band I haven't listened to in far too long is LCD Sound System. Does anybody know that band? Or I bet none of y'all know these bands I'm talking about, but they're all really good. Okay. For anyone who's not going to remember the rules, you can just put it in the chat right now. Here's this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to write it down. Y'all that don't understand or can't remember the Discord rules, it's like all you have to do is tell me what category do you want for yourself, right, as your category for members only trivia night. So if you would rather just tell me now and I can write it down, we can do it that way. So anyone who's here listening, let me know, what category do y'all want for members only trivia night? Kane, I'm not verifying none of that. I'll leave that to you. So romance is your category? Huh. Wow. So I don't even know romance. Can you narrow that down at all? Like romance movies? Or, oh, just kidding. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't even know how I would make questions for that. So anytime, it doesn't have to be a standard trivia category, right? It can be like literally anything. Psh. Doesn't surprise me, Twiz. By the way, I did an extensive search today after the previous live stream for what the shaded different colors mean on the cell tower maps, because Twiz and I don't know. And I cannot find the answer. Like there's like the purple and like there's all the different colors, right? I cannot find an answer to that. MCAT's not a member. Well, you can become one. Oh, I remember that one. Butterfly, sugar, baby, do. What is that one? Classic cars. Very interesting. All right. Happy Annie. Thank you for that. So now we've got classic. I'm writing it down. Classic cars. Oh, welcome back, official. Making a good joke about the earwax. Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah, Donna, her earwax is for sure. Music from the 90s. Oh my God. See, now I would wish that I would be able to compete if that was the cat, because like I would totally school on that one for sure. Love 90s music. By the way, this reminds me. Hold on. This reminds me. I owe James something. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I owe James a favor here. Not even a favor, whatever you call it. I owe James this. Something else that I missed until I was doing timestamps, and I saw that it was in the chat and I missed it. And it was, he put a super chat for the song for me to, I think it was for me to sing the song Closing Time, because I was referencing it, by Semisonic. Speaking of music from the 90s, from the good year of 1998. I mean, I'm not going to sing the whole song, but there was a, you know what it was? There was a story I was going to tell about it. Let me tell you guys the story. Okay. Let me tell you guys the story about this. So the story about this song. So I was in elementary school or something around thereabouts, right, when this song came out. And I heard it on the radio all the time, you know, closing time. Now I did not hear the part about alcohol. Like, okay, so the chorus, right? It's like, let me put it in a different key here. Closing time, one last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey or beer. So like I didn't hear the alcohol or the whiskey or the beer part when I was in elementary school. So I heard the closing time part, and then like you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And for me, every time I heard this song in my head, here's what I thought the song was about. I thought the song was about a pet store. This is so sad. It makes me sad to think about it in hindsight. I thought it was about a pet store that had like a puppy in the window and nobody adopted the puppy. So every single time that I heard this song, I like was on the verge of tears and trying not to cry wherever I was. And all I could picture was the pet store and everybody's going home and they're turning out all the lights and the poor puppy's in the window and he's like a sad crying puppy and no one took him home. Isn't that depressing? Well, we're going to definitely do the 90s music. So I'm adding classic cars, 90s music. Awesome. Dude, I love that. Thank you, James, for that. Do you mean Wagner as in Wagner? Kane? I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm. Love Missy Elliott. I freaking love Missy Elliott. I love Missy Elliott. How often am I talking about put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it, right? Kane, I was in elementary school when the song came out. Elementary school. So yeah, by the time I was in elementary school, had I worked in a bar? No. Oh, is this follow up on the Wagner joke? I'm assuming you're talking about Wagner, but it's spelled Wagner. I love Snoop Dogg. Y'all know I love Snoop Dogg. I love Dre. And y'all know I love Luda as well. Many of you guys have heard me rap roll out many times. Right. It's not even about bar. So I have looked into this. That apparently it's about like his wife being pregnant or whatever. But in my mind, it was about a sad puppy and no one wanted to take the puppy home. And it broke my fucking heart every time I heard it. Boom, 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 boom. So I will just tell you this. I have tried to do an acoustic version of this with guitar. I have literally played around with this, with the song Yeah, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. It's the song Yeah. Do 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 boom boom boom. That whole song. So I've tried to do an acoustic version, and I ran into a roadblock somewhere. It might have been that I needed some sort of a drum. I did try. I have tried to do an acoustic version of that because I love that song so much. Love that song so much. I mean, isn't it terrible? I will tell you this too. Like the first time that we did the Squirrel Crew World Tour on like the Google Maps and like did the tour of the world, and I didn't know that the little tiny man can fly, and then I found out he could fly, and then I was like, wee! And then my automatic thing was to start singing "I Believe I Can Fly." And then somebody was like, "Oh, don't do that. That just gives me the creeps." I'm not blaming the person, right? They're like, "That just gives you the creeps," because R. Kelly, and like I didn't even put two and two together. Like in my mind, that song reminds me of Space Jam and the song from like again elementary school. Like I didn't even put that. I didn't even connect that, right? And I'm like, God damn it, that sucks. Don't tell me that song is ruined. And literally every time I go to do the Tiny Man, I'm like automatically about to sing that song, and then I have to stop myself, and it's awful. Oh, Sublime. Sublime's awesome. Nice. I can read music. Dude, I can teach music. I can. I teach music. I've been playing. That's what I do. Although I don't even reading music is not necessary for playing guitar and singing. I mean, you know, but yeah, I mean, oh, that's awesome. I did professional musical theater growing up as well. That's awesome. Yeah, theater kids rock. Love the theater kids. Do you have a favorite musical? By the way, my first musical was in kindergarten. I was Gretel in The Sound of Music, so the youngest Von Trapp child. Speaking of music, I actually use the song. One of the songs from that musical. To teach kids about like basically it's for like interval training, but also like for scale degrees and like ear training with like solfege and stuff. Do a deer, female deer, and all that. So Twiz is still listening to my 90s music. That's hilarious. Yep, do re mi's. Yep. And by the way, for auditions, okay, I'll just tell you guys this real quick. So I had, doing auditions, I had a number of songs that I did often. One of the songs I did often was Lonely Goat Herd from The Sound of Music, for anyone that knows that one, which is interesting because there's kind of like a yodely part in it. But that was one, but my best one was probably Colors of the Wind. from Pocahontas. And then also I did what's the Rainbow Connection from the Muppet movie. Hamilton's sick. Unfortunately, I was no longer doing theater when that came out because that was more recent. But yes, Hamilton is the best. That blew my fucking mind. Blew my mind. Still blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. That musical. I don't know. I don't even know what you're asking there, Kane. Did we test out Annie's command? I can't even remember now. We got sidetracked. But yeah, the closing time story. We did that. So Colors of the Wind, though, is a great Colors of the Wind is a great song. And it's really funny because, like, it makes sense. You all know how I am with animals and nature, and like it makes sense, right? Because like, I've never. It's like the same squirrel I always was. That even as a kid, where it's like wanting to be squirrel friends and wanting to be friends with all the nature and wanting everybody, Anyway, the lyrics are great. It's a great song. Great song. I don't know what to tell you, Kane. I'm sorry. Kane thinks I talk too fast. Now, Just Around the River Bend is also great. Lesser known. What I love most about rivers is you can't step in the same river twice. Just Around the River Bend. That one, you guys remember that one? It's also a great song. But yeah, Colors of the Wind is so good. It's so good. I mean, the heron and the otter are my friends. Need I say more? Right? The heron and the otter are my friends, and we are all connected to each other in a circle and hoop that never ends. Yes. You've never seen Pocahontas, or you've never seen Grease? Mm-hmm. Once more, just around the river bend. Another good one to sing is I love singing from West Side Story. Some good ones there. Oh, yes. Yes, Kane. The Lonely Goat Herd. Hi. Was a lonely goat herd. They lusty and clear from the goat herd's throat herd. They yodelay. Doon, 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 doon. And then the chorus is like, oh, lady yodelay, oh, lady yodelay. Okay, does that ring a bell? But then at the very end, it's like, olay, olay. I'm not gonna. I'll burst y'all's eardrums because it goes really high, so I'm not gonna do it. Plus, I don't know how the filters work on StreamYard because sometimes when I'm singing loud, it just cuts it out because it like doesn't understand that there's a person singing or something. Anyway, yep. Yeah, at the very end, I want to do it. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, anyway, it's got some yodely bits. It's such a great movie. I freaking love it. It's such a great movie. I, to this day, will always get scared every time they're hiding out in the Abbey. I don't care. I know how it ends, obviously, but I will always get scared when they're hiding out in the Abbey. That is so fucking scary. That is amazing. I love that. Another great song, Climb Every Mountain. Dude, Climb Every Mountain. Wow. What a song right there. And also, even the Hills Are Alive. Speaking of audition songs, I forgot. I used to do that one too. The Hills Are Alive. I used to do that song all the time for auditions. What a great song. Man. Oh my God. Christopher Plummer. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. He was so handsome too. Edelweiss is great. Yeah. Oh my God. He was so handsome. Yeah. Read yours. Read your what? Kane. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. My mom saw the actual Van Trapp family on stage in Aruba. In the third, that is amazing. In Aruba of all places, which is wild because there's a connection there to Flash. There's a connection there to Karen Reed. There's a connection there to, didn't Aruba come up in something else recently too? Anyway, everybody else be going to Aruba, but that is freaking amazing. That is amazing. Kane, I'm sure that's the one you wanted me to read. That is incredible. Oh, wow. I know, the nuns pulling the spark plugs. Yeah, so badass. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Yeah, I loved that. Dude, that was so epic though, right? They pulled the spark plugs and then they went and prayed about it and asked for forgiveness. That was so good. I don't know what this is. Is that from a musical? I don't know what that is official. Modern, I don't know. And I don't know Warriors. Is that another musical? But I really don't know 80s. I will just tell you guys I hate 80s music unless it's punk. So the creators of South Park, they made a musical back way before South Park. And it's like y'all know I love B movies. This is like a B movie, but it's a B movie musical. So it's like a B musical. And it's called Cannibal the Musical, and it is so good. It is so fucking good. It's so good. It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what Warriors is. Is that an 80s song? The Book of Mormon. No, this is way before that. This is called Cannibal the Musical. They probably had a budget of $10, not even kidding. And I would love to see the Book of Mormon. I mean, that's hard to get though. I think you have to have like HBO. Theater could be in the game. So far, I've added the categories of classic cars and 90s music. Twiz has not put in a category. Kane's not put in a category. Anyone else that wants to put in a category? And as far as the ones I'm writing down, you can always put them in the Discord, right? But I'm just writing these down for ones that come up now. But I will, you know what? I mean, musical theater, I should make that a category just because I'm going to do general categories as well, in addition to the ones y'all request. So I'll just write that down so I don't forget. Because it's going to be an even number of questions for y'all's like requested like categories, and then also questions from other categories. So medical terms. Okay. We can do medical terms. You got it. That's okay. You don't have to do Discord. I'm writing it down now. Barry, is that a show? I don't know what that is. Yeah, South Park is hilarious. I agree. I don't know if that's a TV show. I don't know what that is. Oh, you're kidding. Van Halen. Van Halen trivia. Is there enough questions to do about that? Maybe we can do something maybe broader. Should it be 80? I mean, I don't know. Is there enough or should it be broader? Okay, already done Van Halen then. Okay, Van Halen trivia. Okay, you got it. That's really funny. That's funny. It might have been racist, but you know, you guys were only kids. That's funny. Also, I'm a huge Shakespeare fan. Just putting that out there. Huge Shakespeare fan. But you guys, let's do this. Let's go ahead and redirect over to the next live stream. Should automatically redirect you guys with the magic of technology. And if not, then just click on the live stream. But let's do this. I'll go ahead and roll the outro. I'll see you guys here in just a second. Love y'all. And replay crew, love you guys. And we're going to head on over to the next one.